Let's talk about the Chief of Army Staff now. We left the Chief of Defense Staff. Tell us about this, because the Chief of Army Staff, really, if he's not the Chief of Defense Staff, that is like Irabo coordinated it, and he was able to, he was the face of the service chiefs. Strong man, that's General Irabo during his time. So, but main attention on the service chief used to be the Chief of Army Staff. And who is this individual?
General Taurid Abiodun Lagbaja is, in my view, the most courageous officer in the army today. I have no doubt at all in my mind that when you are talking about courage, fearlessness, Lagbaja is somebody that comes to mind, because this is an officer who joins the troops on the battlefield. He's not going to send you out and wait for you to bring stories. That's not Lagbaja. Lagbaja we do is operations briefing on Monday. After the operations briefing, is going into the bush. He will come back on Sunday. His coming back on Sunday is for him to be able to present the briefing for Monday. There are days when he will not even show up at all on Mondays for briefing. He's in the bush. Lagbaja will enter inside Brenengwari to chase the bandits and come out at the Abuja Kaduna Expressway end.
That's the new Chief of Army Staff?
That's him in front wearing, this is the way he dresses with the boys. He wear his t-shirt, he's going into the bush with them. Ask anybody in the army. That was why his appointment elicited jubilation across all the places where he has served. He served as a GOC, 82 Division.
Enugu.
Yeah, Enugu. He was the one who made it possible for that election to take place, governorship election. He promised that that election will be held, there will be peace, and because he's in charge of the whole area.
Yeah.
And he delivered. Then in Kaduna, he told his staff, look, I want to be sending people.
So it's always leading like this?
Yes.
Going to battle?
He will go. I said he will stay in the bush for days. This is an unusual kind of officer. He will stay in the bush with them. When those boys were killed, what was it called? Killed gas brigade men, and the other day.
Okay.
They paid with their lives because Lagbaja ensured that, look, they suffered for what they did. This is how he deployed this. You can see the troops. He deployed them on the highway just for us to have. When was the last time you heard about kidnapping on the Kaduna-Abuja highway? That's what Lagbaja has done. And as Chief of Operations of the Army, he has focused on those areas where we had issues, and is doing his best. Especially this Brenengwari. Not many people can go to Brenengwari before now. Then when he was in Enugu, of course, he dealt with the unknown government. When you look at some of the states of the Southeast, you will see that Enugu is relatively peaceful. You can't compare Enugu with Abia or Anambra. It's part of what he has done. He also has some history to his name. Having the privilege of serving as GOC in 2 different divisions. Having the privilege of serving as a commanding officer in 2 different battalions. They always find him useful to send him. You can imagine somebody went abroad, he went on study leave abroad. By the time he came back, they sent him back to 72 Battalion in Makurdi, the place that he left originally. He also combined his position as GOC with as head of the Operation Wild Stroke. So he was wearing 2 berets, 1 person. There is no officer like General Lagbaja in the army today. And what has convinced me that Asiwaju knows what he's doing is the appointment of this man. because he clearly listened to people. Look, we will get to some of the other guys. A lot of them, they didn't know anybody, no lobbying. Asiwaju must have listened to different people. You know, on this program, I mentioned him, the one we showed earlier.
Yes,
I mentioned
earlier.
him and, you know, other people too.
On the 28th.
Must have told the commander-in-chief that in the army today, the officer that commands tremendous respect across board because of his capacity and capability as an operations person is Lagbaja. And what Asiwaju wants is results. So he has brought a field general, a commander of commanders, to be his chief of army staff. I've never met him physically, one-to-one. If I see him in town, I may not recognize him. But just the same way I used to praise Gerard Oshun,
Lamidi.
yes, for all that he did in 2014 in Borno State, is the same way that I can talk about this person. Perhaps even on a much bigger scale.
All right.